of central tendency. Listed above, I have a random set of numbers. We're going to find our measures of central tendency based on these numbers, some of which I'm going to use the computer for, some of which I'm going to find by hand pretty quickly and easily. All right, the first thing I like to do is make sure I set it up in a stem and leaf plot. It lets me wrap my head around kind of what the numbers are. All right, so when I do my stem and leaf plot, the stem is the number in the tens place, the leaf is the number in the ones place. So my first number is 1, so that means it has a tens unit of 0. So we have 1, and then we have a 2, which is supposed to be right there. So there's my 2. All right, so there's 2. All right, after 2, we have a 4, and then we have a 9. So that is the number 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 4, 0, 9, which is 1, 2, 4, 9. All right, then we go to my teens and so on. So 12 is the next one. So that's 1, 2. So 1, 2 is 12. All right. After 12, we have 17. So that's 1, 7, 17. Then we have 19. And then another 19. So there's 2 19s. That's going to be important in just a minute. All right, so then we go to my 20s. I have a 21, which is right there. And I have a 24, which is right there. Then that's all the 20s I got. And so I'm in my 30s. I have a 33 and a 38 that are actually side by side. And then we go to my 40s. So that's 4. I have a 41, I have a 43, another 43, 47, and a 48. All right, then we're on to my 50s. I have a 51, a 50, so I forgot to write down the 1, 51, I have a 52, and then I have a 54, and that is the end of it. All right, so here's my stem and leaf plot. Notice this gives me my numbers in order, and there's an important reason for that. So when when I solve my measures of central tendency, the stem and leaf plot lets me put things in order, which makes it easy to find things like my median and mode by hand, okay, and also my min and max. So the things that we're looking for, I'm just gonna write them down. We're looking for a minimum, a maximum, then we're looking for our median, our mode, and our mean. All right, so min, max, median, and mode are pretty easy to find just by looking at my stem and leaf plot. The mean and all the things coming after the mean are much easier to find using my computer, but I'll show you how to use Desmos to find as many of them as possible. So after we find the mean, we want to know what Q1 is. That means quartile 1. We want to know what Q3 is, which is quartile 3. And then we also want to know what our interquartile range is. So for each one of these, I'm gonna find the min, the max, the median, and the mode by hand, and I'm gonna use the computer to find the rest of them. All right, so the minimum, once I have my stem and leaf plot, this is pretty easy. My minimum is my smallest number, so my minimum is 1. My maximum is my largest number, which is 54. Now, the median is the number in the middle, and in this case, since we have 20 numbers, it's actually going to fall between 2 different numbers. All right, so if I look at it, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So my median is halfway between 24 and 33. So if I did the average of 24 and 33, I would get 28.5. So the median is 28.5. So if it was an actual number, like so if this was an odd number of numbers, there would be one specific number that's the middle. Since there's 10 on one side, 10 on the other, my median would actually fall between two numbers, so I found the average of those two. Now in this case, the mode, dealing with what we're talking about, we either have no modes, one mode, or two modes. Anything else, we're not calling that a mode, all right? But what I'm looking for is I'm looking for the numbers that appear the most, all right? In this case, I have two modes. Every number up here is presented exactly one time except for 19, which is twice, and also 43, which is twice. So that means I have two modes. My mode is 19 and 43. Those are my two modes. Now for the rest of them, I'm going to show you how to do on Desmos right now. Boop. As you can see, I am in Desmos. The first thing I need to do is I need to click the plus sign and then table. And so in my X1 category, I'm going to use my stem and leaf plot for problem number 1 to type in the numbers. So I have a 1, 2, 4, 9, 12, 17, 19, 19, 21, 24, 33, 38, 41, 43, 43, 47, 48, 51, 52, and 54. Once I've typed them all in, so to find the things I need to find, I just have to make sure I type in the right things. So if I'm looking for mean, I literally type in mean, parentheses, x1. And so you can see that my mean is 28.9. If I'm looking for a quartile, so I'm looking for quartile 1, I type in quartile, parentheses, x1, comma 1. That tells me quartile 1. And then for quartile 3, I type in quartile, parentheses, x1, comma 3. There's quartile 3. And then to find my interquartile range, I do 45 minus 14.5. And there's all those things that I needed to find using Desmos. So after using Desmos, we found out that the mean is 28.9. My Q1 is 14.5. My Q3 is 45. All right, and so my interquartile range is just the distance or the difference between 45 and 14.5, which is 30.5. All right, so once I found all these things, that's going to be the measures of central tendency that we're looking for: the minimum, the maximum, median, mode, mean, Q1, Q3, and then the interquartile range. I love telling dad jokes because sometimes he laughs. All right, I have another set of numbers. I'm going to do it the same way I did before. I'm going to make the stem and leaf plot. Notice these numbers are a little bit bigger than the last ones, but it's still approximately 20 numbers. So for the median, we're probably going to end up having a very similar thing as before, and we're going to find all the same pieces. All right, so the first, I'm going to do the stem, and I'm going to do the leaf. All right, so to start off with, 31 is my smallest number, so that's 3, 1. So there's a 31, and then we got a 32, then we got a 33, and then we got a 35, we got a 37, and a 39. All right, then from there we go to the next set, which is 40s. All right, we got a 43. We got a 44. We got a 45. Another 45. And another 45. And then we got a 48. Then we go to my 50s. All right, so we got a 51, a 53, 54, 55, 56, 58, and a 59. All right, so now we only have one number left. Notice that it is a 99. So as I was saying, this 99 is going to play a big part in what we're dealing with. It's going to affect my mean a lot. Without the 99, the mean would be different. This 99 pulls it up quite a bit, and it's going to affect the overall mean. All right, so anyway, so I'm looking for the same stuff. Here's my stem and leaf plot. I'm still looking for a min, a max, a median, and then a mode, and then a mean, and then we're looking for Q1, Q3, and then my interquartile range. So as I said, most of these things we can find by hand. Some of them we're going to use the computer. All right, so let's start with the minimum. The minimum is 31. The maximum is 99. Now my median is going to fall in the middle. So once again, it's 20 numbers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And so the other 10 goes this way. So luckily, my median falls between 45 and 45, which means my median itself is 45. I don't have to find the average. Now, I have 45, 45, 45. That's 3 45s. So that means my mode is 45 because 45 shows up the most. All right, so everything else, as I said, I'm going to use the computer to find right now. For the second set of numbers, I'm going to do the same thing I did before. I go to plus sign, add table. I'm going to use the stem and leaf plot to type my numbers into X1. So I have a 31, a 32, 33, 35, 37, 39, 43, 44, 45, 45, 45, 48, 51, a 53, 54, 55, a 56, a 58, and a 59, and then I have that 99 at the end. So I'm gonna do the same thing I did before. In my new line, I'm gonna find the mean. So I type in mean, parentheses, X1. And there's my mean, 48.1. And then to find my quartile one, I type in quartile, parentheses, X1, comma 1, and it is 38. On my other quartile, I type in quartile, parentheses, X1, comma 3, whoops, parentheses, X1, comma 3. And there is my other quartile. And then to find my interquartile range, I do 54.5 minus 38, which is 16.5. And that's it. All right, so from using the computer, we found out that my mean is 48.1. My Q1 is 38. My Q3 is 54.5. And so my interquartile range is the difference between 38 and 48.5, which means I have an interquartile range of 16.5. All right, and there's my measures of central tendency.